Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make a really super simple book. We're going to do some simple book binding. We're going to make it out of the practice paper that you use when we were practicing some of our acrylic paint techniques. So I folded it in half. As you can see, I made a really nice seam. And then I took a couple of pieces of paper, also folded them in half, and I only use 2 pieces of paper, but you could use 2 or 3. I will have everything set up for you at the supply table. And as you can see, I'm folding these and they fit nicely together. So make sure that your pages are folded and fit nicely inside your the book cover that we're using. So before you start, what you're going to need in addition to this is I'd like you guys to make sure that you have cardboard underneath your work. You're going to need to get 2 binder clips, and make sure you have some thread. Going to make sure you have one of these big needles, and again, these are all out at the supply table. You're going to need a pair of scissors, and I'm going to see if we can use these punch pins. Should work for what we're trying to do. We just need to make some holes in the binding of our book. So what I did is I put the pieces together, and everything should line up pretty carefully. To make sure it doesn't move while we're punching the holes, I'm going to ask you to take one of the binder clips, put it on each side. This should keep it pretty stable for you. The next thing I did is I took a permanent marker and I put a dot right at what I thought was the center of the seam here where I folded. And then maybe about a finger width up, I put another dot. About a finger finger width, put the other dot. We're not using math here, but when we start to get into our Japanese book binding, our techniques are going to get a little bit more difficult, and we're going to be using rulers and be more precise with our measurement. But for this one, I want to keep it pretty simple for you guys. So the next thing I'm going to do is I need to make holes so it goes through each piece of the paper right in that fold there. So I'm going to take the push pin, and I will have little hammers for you guys, but you could use any hard object. Just gently tap, and of course you should feel it on the other side of the cardboard. You can see how I've gone through. This will sort of help protect the table. I'm going to go to the other hole, do the same thing. Just a few taps, because I only have a few sheets of paper. You have to put a little bit more muscle into it if you have 3 or 4 pieces of paper. And I'm going to make the third one. Make sure it goes all the way through. You can see that it's gone all the way through. Now I've got my 3 holes. Okay, now my needle, I've already threaded it with pretty thick thread that I'm using here, and it's doubled. I didn't even bother to knot it at the end. I don't think that's really necessary for this. Okay, now I'm going to first start with the center hole, and I'm going to put the needle through, and I'm going to keep pulling until I leave about a 5 or 6 inch tail. I'm going to flip it over. Then I'm going to go to the bottom hole, pull the thread through. Be careful you don't pull too hard, because you still want to leave that tail there. So I'm going to flip it back over. As you can see, I still have the thread here. Now I'm going to go all the way to the top hole, pull it through. Still see the tail here. Now I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to go right back through the middle where I started. Only this time I'm going down from the top. I'm going to turn it over, and I have this tail, and I'm going to gently pull in opposite directions. Just gently. You don't want to tear the paper. You also don't want to break the thread. And I'm going to knot it once, think I will knot it twice. Take your scissors and cut. You can go ahead and take the binders off. Again, we have our super simple book that we can use to practice some sketches. Should keep the paper together really well. This is about as basic as you can get when doing a bookbinding project. I think it's a nice way to use some of our experimental paintings, make a really pretty cover.